Hello and welcome back to our new continuing settlement survival, new content, building a trade empire. I'm Larry. It's episode 3, and you know what time it is. It is time to get back at it. Now, as you notice, I did put in some more buildings that we're going to be opening up. I have not spent any trade points. Now, I want you to get into a habit of trying not to spend all of them, because if we have to react to a situation, we're going to want the technology points. Plus, we can only build so many buildings at a time. So, it does not hurt to bank them. So, food for thought. Now, we do have the mine going, and I have that set on priority. After that, I still have this on pause because there is no immigrants set to arrive anytime soon. So after this is built, we will have them work on the pen. Now, I sent all 6 people over here to catch us up on this field right here. I'm going to go ahead and pause it now. And let's deselect the mine. We're going to get this paused. And before I pause it, I'm going to move it back to 3 workers. So it's easier for me to remember. Now, we just got the turkey. And it's going to be major food for our settlement. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to finagle getting a storage yard right here. One that won't be in the way, but will be large enough to insta-place. Okay, so now that I did that, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to always refrain from taking any type of timber down here, because tornadoes and sandstorms and all that usually start somewhere down here. So, we got to watch out for that. And now, if you read the patch notes, we have far less time for our protection as far as the settlements go. So right here, I'm just going to take this swath of wood, and they're all going to attack that real quick. And then we're going to gather stone, and then we will grab the herbs. I don't know how much time we're going to have for them to do that, but of course they went and attacked this stuff first. Now, I need to set these things first for what I want them to do. And this one, I do believe, since it's going to be clay and sand, I do believe it has to be construction materials. So let's go over here to construction materials. And of course we have stone. It's not. Okay, it's going to be under ore. So sand and clay. So we need to make sure this is set to sand and clay because they're right here. We're going to be opening up housing right here that's why I put these housing here, is because they'll populate right here. This one right here, when it's ready, which it is, this right here is going to be raw materials, and it should be textile since it's going to be reeds. So we're not going to have to worry about any type of pollution getting into these things, because once they start getting polluted, like how these are, trying to get them empty is like pulling teeth. So food for thought, something you want to consider doing. Now, we still don't have our mine up, but hopefully that will happen. Now, I know I could turn around and keep on doing fuel and all that other fun stuff, which this one is doing. I don't like that they're doing fuel, but it's a necessary evil right now. Now, something just got built, which is over here, and we need to get them closed. This is going to be, we don't have it yet, but as soon as we get the flax seed, flax is going to grow right here. But I went ahead and created a field for that just for in case. Now, hopefully, they're all going to start collecting very soon. Yeah, we're out of firewood, and clothes and tools are slowly starting to tick down, and that's no good. Now, they are filling up over here first instead of going into town. Now, unfortunately, some of them will go into town. Okay, let's see. Scorching summer event. Why do I have a feeling we're going to regret this? Oh, no. This one right here will give us lobsters. So don't stop them and confirm, and bam, lobsters. 688 of them. Now, this is one thing that I learned this from Honeywell, so I'm going to give her credit for this. Go over to stock management and go over to food. Now, go over to the simple food. And the simple food, we should have lobster. Ban them from it, because we're going to turn around and we're going to wind up selling it. So, I saw that on one of her series, and Honeywell is exceptionally smart. And so, yeah, I'm giving her credit for that. And I'm also going to give her credit for the school thing, because that snuck past me. And when she said that in her series, I'm just like, OMG, how did I miss that? So, yeah, that's the reason why I'm pushing schools way before the other building. So, yeah, and look at this. We're getting births. These little 10s, yay, buddy. They're doing their job, and we're not blowing all of our lumber on this. And right now we're sitting at 346 lumber, which is nice. And hopefully they'll keep on going. We're really close to this. Now, this is the tricky part. I am going to stop them. And I know people are going to be like, Larry, are you crazy? We're just going to start on coal. And for right now, we're just going to have 2 people in there. And the one thing that I have not done, and unfortunately is my bad, we need to continue to have them take the lumber down here so we can get a storage yard. So we're going to fell some more trees, and we're going to get this area cleaned up right here as well. And we're going to have to figure out where this road goes. So let's... Okay. How far? Okay. We can go there. Won't go there. So. That's wonky. I want to keep things straight. I know I'm being a little anal about it, but hey, it is what it is. So, I don't want them running far from here. And after these trees are cut down, we are just going to put in a temporary fuel storage right here. And it's okay. You're going to have to trust me on this one. Now, we are getting up to 421 lumber, which is good, because we need to get this thing built like yesterday. Because I want to get my turkey safe. Now, granted, our hunters are not doing anything. Ooh, I almost forgot this. They're 100%. Uh-oh. That might have hurt us since I was not paying attention. So thank God they were all close by. And we do have an injury, and that's not good. Who is injured? A farmer. That's even worse. So, what can we do about it? Not much. So, we're good on water. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to close off the big well. And I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 people right here and get this field caught up. And then whoever is finished first will go out and help the others. And if everybody's done, we're going to send them off doing their thing. Now you're going to see me moving people around quite a bit, but until we get a decent population, this is what's going to be required to get things done. We still don't have enough timber. At least not to the point where I'm happy. Okay, it looks like they're going to finish off pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and let that slide. Now we're also down to minimal amount of tools, and that is a bad thing. So we're going to go ahead and close this field off. And we're going to try to get them all doing their thing before it gets too cold. Now, we have plenty of stone and iron. So now that the temperature's dropping, I am going to have them stop on the wood. I know that sounds crazy, but what's going to happen is, depending on the temps, how fast it drops, we're going to lose a lot of herbs. So we're probably going to lose half the herbs, or probably 90% of the herbs that I tell them to pick. So they're going to get through this pretty darn fast. Because the weathers, see how they're starting to disappear? They're probably not going to get very much, which it is what it is. But we want as much as we can get, and they're not pathing too far away. Now we're going to take one person and we're just going to get the turkey in there, and as soon as it acknowledges the turkey, then we're going to close it up. Come on, turkey, hurry up and get over there. See, one of our citizens is freezing, and that's not good. Hopefully we don't lose anybody, because they are pathing kind of far away. Okay, they now have what they need. We are going to get this storage area set up. And we're just going to take up half of it. Right there. And I'm going to put this on priority. Now we have to look at who needs what. Right now we're still good on water. And if we could get these people to do what they need to do, this might work out for us. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch it over to fuel right there. Now, people are going to start freezing in their houses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger this, another Honeywell trick, and turn it back on. Ooh, and we got a crop seed. What did we get? Yes, we got flax, and I thought we would get flax, and we also have I don't recall us having an oat seed, nor a flax seed, so I must be losing it somewhere, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, I would like to get us done over here, but with these herbs, I'm going to cancel it. I think I've pushed them too far, and I do not want them freezing. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, And we're going to get as many people that we can in here. But what did I take away from to do this? We're still fine on water. This is fully stocked, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to get the smithy built and we're going to put it on priority. So that will help. Now I'm going to get rest of the people that we have over here into the mine. We're going to try to goose up as much coal as we can get for this. And in fact, I'm going to take one away because I'm going to open up the market to make sure that they're going to grab this fuel so nobody has to path really far. So we're just having to watch everything real close here. I don't want people to freeze to death, but at the same time, let's go ahead and try to force some coal out there. And now I'm going to track our coal instead of domestic fuel. We're still doing good on food. Okay, we're coming up on February, so now it's time to get serious again and get people doing what they need to be doing. Our turkey is safe, so that is good. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and pop these open. Oh, wait a minute. I got to release the workers from the mine first. So let's go ahead and put this down to, we have 6. Yeah, that's fine. I am not going to run the hunters out this year. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. And what else do we have that we need? Okay, hunters are staying put. We need to get the smithy going as quickly as we can. And we also, right after the smithy, we need to get our other people going. We need to get the pen up. The pasture. Because we need to get that turkey going as quickly as we can. Now, we should have enough material sitting in here to do that. It's one of the reasons why we didn't work on the house. I'm going to take another person out of the coal mine and get them doing the smithy, and they're going to start making some tools for us. During the wintertime, we're going to flex that up to 2. Now, after this is built, then we're going to bounce over and get clothing built. Now, remember how I told you we don't want to spend all of our points? Well, now I can spend one of the points, and we are going to go into processing, and we're going to need weaving for our flax. So we'll pick up weaving. Right now we're doing everything. We're doing okay on everything else. We're not doing great, but things are okay. Now, they already have enough stuff in here, so I'm going to go ahead and close off the marketplace and look at what we need. Still, we're looking at having to get more timber, more herbs, all that fun stuff. Now, let's look at where this is at. 22%, but everything's good, so we're going to flex them. And we're going to take another swath of food, lumber, but we're not going to take any ores. So I'm just going to do a gather all, and we're just going to take a swath right here. And hopefully they can get that done. But now, look at this. We're having issues with tools. So hopefully the smithy will be able to get what we need. I'm sure things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get a lot better, but we'll be okay. Now, we're getting real close to having our turkey pen, and that is going to be huge for us. Because since we don't have fishing going on, we are not making any food during the wintertime, and that is bad. That is really bad. That's where a lot of people get into trouble when they're playing the game, is not having food being produced during the wintertime really hurts everybody. So that's one of the reasons why I want to get our turkey over here. And now I unfortunately have to grab turkey here, but see, we already have 3 of them. We're going to transfer all 3 to pasture 67. And we can go ahead and close this pasture off. So now we have our people doing what they need to be doing. And we're also, look at that, we already have 48 coal. So, and you have to remember, coal lasts a whole lot longer than wood. So that just might get us through the winter. I doubt it, but you never know. Now we're going to go ahead and, since they're at 90, we're going to go ahead and get both of these turned on. And we're going to get them to harvest this stuff off. Now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and get... Oh, did I make the wrong one? Oh, I got 2 smithies here. I didn't mean to do that. No. Oh, I hope they're not the wrong size. I think they might be. Oops. We need the tailor, and I think the tailor's bigger. Oops. Well, there goes that plan. Well, I messed that up anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. And we'll get rid of that. And we will get the tailor put in. That'll make life so much easier. See, I make noob mistakes all the time. Now, I can take this person off the pasture as well, because there is absolutely no reason to have them. None whatsoever. Until this pasture's full 67 to 67, there's no reason to have anybody in there. And it's pulled all my people over here to deal with this. Okay, why aren't you guys done? You guys should already be done. Okay, we will go ahead and pause this one. And now we have 2 people hurt. Who's hurt? Cleric's hurt and the teacher's hurt. That's not good. That's going to affect our points. Okay, this one's done. So we will unleash all them, which is good. And so what we're going to do is, since we have all these trees over here and everybody's a happy clam, I am going to go ahead and put another small storage yard right here. But this one is strictly going to be for food. Food and medical. Nothing else. Because since we have all these forests, all these trees here, let's use it to our advantage. So we're going to go ahead and suck up all the plants. There's not much there, but there's, believe it or not, there's enough. And they're not too far from home. And if I can get them to take that out real quick, then we can get our builders to come in. Oh, and we have the advanced tailor. We like the advanced tailor, so let's go ahead and get that rocking. And we're going to put that under priority. And then we're going to have a little bit of storage over here. And this storage is going to be strictly for our field. So we're going to put this out into a 3. And then we're going to turn around and put a field out here, just a standard. And the standard 8x8. And this can go ahead and go away. I like building things kind of symmetrical. So, you know, what the heck. Plus, it's a weak storage yard. It's not like we're dealing laid stone here. Now, we're going to go ahead and set this one up for the raw materials textile only. So all we get is flax in here. And we're going to turn these off. Now that we have that, we are going to have to also worry about our weaving. So with weaving, we're probably going to clear this stuff out here. And we're more than likely going to run out of clothes. So it is what it is. But we're looking at the weather, making sure everybody's all warm and happy. And see, we've already dealt with the tool issue, so that's not a bad thing. And with that, we have to look at the population. So it does not make sense for us to make 200 tools. It makes more sense to keep us at, I'm going to put it as at 50. That's more than what I really want to do, but it is what it is. We're going to turn this off and we're going to preset it over to flax. And I cannot believe this. Another crop seed. So let's go ahead and see what we got. We already have peas. Can you believe that? That is just like, oh yeah. And we're up to 6 technology points, folks. So yeah, life is good. Now, one thing we need to set up over here is going to be our storage. And since it's nice and empty, it's a good time to do it. So this right here's 2 by, what's going to be 3 by 12. So let's cut this down to 6. And we'll cut this one down to 6. Now, this one's going to be set up for straight up tools. Nothing else. And this one right here is going to be, well, once it's built. This one we're going to set up for clothes. Now, for any of you that typically watch, you're going to be like, wow, you're actually are regulating your warehouses. And yeah, you know, that Easter Island thing did a number on me, and it's just like, I know what needs to happen now. So, we got our food, and it's 41 degrees right now. So, what I want to go ahead and do is look at our stores that we have, and I am going to get them to take the easy stuff as far as stone, iron, anything that's really close. I don't want them pathing too far away. And now also that our water's getting low. We're going to go ahead and bring 2 people back onto water. And soon as they can grab this stuff, then I'm going to shuffle everybody back into the mine except for our marketplace, because I want him to go grab coal. And he'll, or it, or he, or she, or whatever, is going to go and grab coal, because we would like it more in the center of the settlement. Checking on our turkeys. We have 6 of them, so yay. And did they collect any of our stuff yet? Not really. They're all being a bunch of slackers. Oh, that's what I forgot. The advanced tailor requires planks. Oh, dopey me. And if I recall, if you go over to the chop house, if I can find the chop house. Is that the chop? No, that's the hunter's hut. One of these things is the chop house. And I'm overlooking it big time. Thought I had it over here. Okay. Now, if you notice, the chop house don't do anything for us. So, sawmill time. That's why we don't spend the points. So, we're going to go into what? Processing? No. Is it construction? Yes. We're going to go sawmill. Now, 5x5 sawmill. And this building right here. Well, let's just do this. We're going to go regular sawmill. Will it fit? And it will. So we're going to want to get rid of this. Now, if you notice, we have immigrants coming. So, that is going to be a big deal. And we're in October. Life is good. They're grabbing the stuff as needed. And since nobody's really doing anything, that makes me unhappy. So, for me not to be unhappy, I need to do something that I want to do. And what do we have here? See, I already spaced off the raw materials and accidentally... Oh, I'm such a noob. See, I told you I make mistakes. I wanted textile and selected everything else. Yeah. That was smart of me. Okay, since they're being weenies and they really don't want to do anything for us, we're going to go ahead and halt this. Because I don't want anybody getting cold. And did they collect the stuff from down here? It looks like they got some stuff. But nope. You blew it. So, how many people do I have? I have 4. We're going to beat that back up again. And let us look at... Is there coal in here? Yeah, there's 25 coal. And we have how many over here? We have 14. I think I'm going to close this. And then instead of putting him into the mine, I'm going to have them go ahead and click through here. I'm not going to do this hole. Well, we'll do the hole in the snow because I don't have a... Oh, yeah, that's right. We get clay here. There we go. Now we have 607 clay. Yay. So life is good there. Now we have to get... Okay, it looks like that they get this thing torn down. So we are going to go ahead and get this sawmill put in place. Now I know a lot of you are probably like, Larry, the water sawmill is far more efficient. Why don't you do that? And my only response to that is, nope. We're going to be needing water soon. And we're going to need lots of water soon. Because now our agave is like, no, we're not happy. But we've got immigrants coming, so that is going to give us a huge boost in what we need to get accomplished. So life will be good. And we got, more. We got students. We got people breeding, and we have students. Life is good. And once it starts to warm up, we're immediately going to get these people over here and get this town hall built. And hopefully they'll throw us a little coal our way and life will be good. Fuel reserves are low. Of course they are. But I tell you what, they're not nearly as bad as if we were using domestic fuel, because the domestic fuel, they would have burned through that in a heartbeat. So, it is what it is. Now, voila, we have sawmill. We can start building planks. I don't need 200 planks. In fact, how many planks do we need? We only need 60. So, we're going to set this to 60. No reason for us to blow our lumber supply. Not for that. Now, would I like to put us into the hunters again? Yes, I would, but that's just not going to happen. Now it's 36 degrees. I don't have to worry about them freezing to death, and they are going to get everything that we need. Turkeys are up to 13. Hopefully this summertime they will really skyrocket. But we don't know. This is paused, which is good. But I haven't built a weaver yet either. And we're going to need a weaver, but there's no point in worrying about it until this is built. February is almost through, so now it's time to call back some of our workers and get them going where we need them to go. And just look at that, another juicy technology point. So let's go ahead and bring people back. That brings us to 5. And who can we steal? Water, I'm not too happy about. But how far along are they on this? They're at 120. Then they're going to need to pull 120 more. So that's not very nice. So I could pull our smithy, but we only have 10 tools. So I don't like that idea. So I'm only going to half our water production. And that's going to give us our 6 that we need. So we're going to go ahead and get both of these open. And life will be good. Our coal mine will keep on going. So they're going to try to get us more coal. Life will be good there. And then, of course, we only have one person over here in the sawmill, but look at how much they've already produced. So that's a good thing. Come on, turkeys, do your thing. Now, I tell you what, we put 1 or 2 people into this pen once it's full, it will go crazy, and we're not going to have to worry about any shenanigans. Those turkeys will definitely offset a fishing dock, or the little fishing one, the 4-person one, not the big monster one that gives you lobsters. So we can stop this one. We can go ahead and pause that. Now, people are getting kind of far out here, but we also have to look at what we need. And that's not looking too good there, because we're going to need 30 stone for that. So this took up a big chunk. And our food's not looking too happy here. So, what would be a good thing to do? And we are going to go ahead and toss another warehouse out here so they don't have to path as far. And this time, we're going to have them chew up all the herbs. Herbs are not a bad thing. So we will have them take all of these. And as soon as this one's done, we're going to go ahead and release them. And they are going to go off and do their thing. Hopefully soon. And this will be built in plenty of time. And then over here, yeah, by the time they're done building over here, they're more than likely going to have that one filled up. So life will be good. We'll be able to accept our new immigrants. And the great thing is, with our new immigrants, we will be able to have full-blown mine coal going. And that's what we want. We want to break our hold of domestic fuel. Once we have that fixed, life gets so much easier. Now, we have a choice that we're going to have to make as far as our skills go. I can spend one skill right now and get police. So if somebody is sick, we can do an insta-banish and we lose that one person. Or I can spend 2 skill points and get into what we need for medical research. And so, yeah. Now, they're going to be able to build this without any problems. Life will be good. And this is at 92%, so we need to get both of these started back up again. But now we're going to have clothing because people are going to be naked and we're going into the wintertime, and that is no good. We don't want naked people. And I just looked at the timer and saw how late I'm going over on this episode. So we're going to have to shut this episode down because nobody wants to watch a 45-minute video. So you see where we're at. You see where I'm going with this on how we're strategically getting everything set up so we can be self-sufficient because we want to get into this new content. And that's the direction we're heading. So I'm going to tell you to have a good evening or good day. I'm going to have you, want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be safe because I want you to all come back and watch the videos and hit like. And if you really like the content, please, by all means, follow the channel. I love followers. So I will talk to you in the next episode, and bye.